All right. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm all set over here. Okay. Welcome to the Elder Podcast, episode 20 in 5, 4, 3, 2. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Elder Podcast. My name is Bri Dupree, aka the Elder, and welcome to the podcast that's about all things embracing process, embracing life, and embracing our journey. I've missed y'all. Listen, I've been crazy busy. A lot of things going on right now, but I wanted to take some time to talk to y'all. This is therapeutic for me, and also it's a discipline for me to be able to do some things for myself. I think sometimes we might get into a topic. You guys know how I start talking with the cameras on, and I go totally away from what my original topic was supposed to be. But I do want to say this. I think sometimes we can get so caught up doing things for other people and doing things for the companies we work with, the churches we work with, the organizations we work with, that we can forget about our dreams. And I think that's something that I've really wrestled with. I think it's not so much that I've forgotten about my dreams, it's that I haven't applied the same discipline to my dreams as I do to my roles in other organizations, so that makes sense. And so as it relates to other people, making sure they're taken care of, I think I do a pretty good job of making sure all of our ducks are in a row. But sometimes as it relates to some of the personal endeavors that I have, when it's just Bri, right? The Elder Podcast is just me. Everything else I do with Embrace and the Experience Christian Center and just anything else that I kind of put my hands to involve other people. I'm doing life with other people. And so it can be very easy for me to lean into what I'm doing as it relates to that accountability from other people and not having self-accountability. And I think we talk a lot about, I'm sorry if you hear dogs or a baby in the background, I live with a dog and a precious angel baby. Her name is Olivia, and we also have family in town who has another dog as well. So we got 2 dogs in the house and a baby, but that's just life. So if you hear that in the background, I apologize, but I'm sure many of you can relate to those noises of life in the background. But I think sometimes we get so focused on self-motivation that we aren't focused enough on kind of self-discipline. Does that make sense? I think sometimes we get so focused on, I need to be motivated to do this, I need to be motivated to do that. And there's certainly a place for that. But I think there's sometimes we just need to have the self-discipline to say, I care about this thing as much as I care about the other things I have on my plate. And to be quite honest with you, I definitely do care about this podcast. I think it's something that is helpful for me. I've heard from many of you that's been a blessing to you, and I'm so grateful for that. I feel it's kind of the same way I do when after I preach a sermon or I teach a lesson or I teach a Bible study or I lead a devotional or a prayer time, and people are like, Bri, that really ministered to me. I'm like, I'm glad, because it was for me. And probably 9 times out of 10, if you've heard me preach anywhere or teach anything, it has ministered to me first before it has ever reached your ears. God has been dealing with me about it, and so I'm really just ministering to myself, somebody. And so I'm in that place where, man, I think the Lord is really, again, that's not what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about politics. I'll talk about politics on the next one. But for this one, I think I want to kind of hone in on this whole idea of self-discipline, self-motivation, and really believing that your dreams have value and that your dreams are something that is significant. I think it is so easy. I'm going to talk to you from Bri's perspective because I don't want to put this on anybody else. I think it's easy for me to shy away from some of the dreams and aspirations I have for me personally, for my own life, something that I believe that God's put on my heart that I hope is a blessing to other people. I think it's easy to shy away from those things because of laziness. How's that for honesty? There you have it. I think it's easy to shy away from those things because of laziness. I can make the time, but I don't want to take the time. I can make the time, but I don't want to take the time. It might mean staying up later. It might mean waking up earlier. And I'm already an early riser for those of you who know me. But it might mean having to work during your lunch break. It might mean not being able to watch that latest season or that latest episode of that show. It might mean having to reorient my social calendar, you know? And I think, man, I want to challenge myself, and I want to challenge all of you. Let's really pursue self-discipline, and please, let's not wait until January of 2025. New Year's resolutions, waiting until January 1st is so played out, y'all. Like, most of us should really be already thinking. You probably hear the dog in the background, I'm sorry. But most of you should probably be already thinking in 2025. Like, what are my plans? What are my aspirations? What are the things that I want to see happen? And what am I going to do to make it happen? I have two friends right now who are really challenging me and been such an encouragement as it relates to their physical health. My two, they're more than friends, they're my brothers, really, they're family. My friend Justin Spann and my friend Darius Sneed, really my brothers, Justin Spann and my brother Darius Sneed. And Justin has gone on this incredible health journey, where he has completely changed his physique just simply from discipline. No medicine, no special aids, none of that. Simply from eating well and working out regimen. Meaning he leaves work and he goes to the gym. He wakes up early. He stays up later. He's not with his wife and his kids as much for a season at a time to get the physique that he wants. And if you could see before and after, and I want to encourage you to follow him on social media. Look him up, Justin Spann. Spann being SPANN. And you'll be able to see some pictures from before and now. But man, it is a world of a difference. It's a world of a difference because he put the work in. He put the self-discipline in. And then my brother, Darius Sneed, a.k.a. Bishop. He's known by Bishop's World on Instagram and on social media. But Darius Sneed, a.k.a. Bishop, and he has did this journey of he wanted to consistently work out for 365 days. And so every day this year so far, he has worked out every single day. He has gone on a run. He's hit the treadmill. He's done yoga, Pilates, all these things. He's every day he's doing something for his own physical health, for his own body, and he has seen the transformation in himself, and it's been amazing. And so I've been motivated by those guys so much, not only for my own physical health journey, but also, I'm sorry, the dog's very loud, but also in my own health journey, also in my own health walk, also in my own holistic health walk. So not just my physical health, but my mental health, my emotional health, my vocational health, my dream health, all those things. And so, man, I just love that I am being challenged in that way, and I love that being challenged that way. In October, the day I'm recording this is, let me look at my watch, October 21st. So in October, I'm being challenged that way already. And so it really comes down to, are you going to put your mind to it and just do it? And I think sometimes we give ourselves excuses to not be disciplined because you're like, oh, I don't know if I have it. I don't know if I have what it takes. I know you have what it takes. You know why I know you have what it takes? You get it for work every day. You can be disciplined. I know you have what it takes because you take care of your kids every day. You can have discipline. I know you have what it takes because you have to somehow get dressed and shower every day and take care of your physical hygiene every day, right? You can have discipline, but it's a matter of choosing it. And I think there's this like misnomer, I think, society now, especially in Christian culture, where we see a lot of pastors and leaders and Christian influencers who are really good at one area, and then we find out later on that they really were terrible at another area. So they might have been excellent preachers and teachers. They might have worked out really hard. They have like this ripped body. They might be super great as far as loving people and building their church. And then we find out later on that they cheated on the spouse. So it's like, okay, somewhere in there, your mental health wasn't okay, right? So it's like, So it's like you have that one area. Then we have other pastors who are great emotionally, mentally. They're going to see therapists. They're mentally healthy, they're emotionally healthy, they're physically fit, they're doing all they need to do, and then we find out later on that they are in this space where they are not physically where they need to be because of some type of physical disorder, whether it be anorexia or bulimia or binge eating or whatever or what have you. So I think it's this like silent like understanding that I think we all have as Christians, kind of like nobody's going to have it all, right? You can't be mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, socially, like you can't be healthy in all those areas. You got to pick one to at least struggle with, and that's okay. And I'm not saying that we have to be perfect. What I am saying is I think what's happening now, when I'm seeing this resurgence happening right now in society today, especially among my generation, of saying, man, we can have it all, we just have to do the work. I think I believe that. We can have it all, we just have to do the work. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy, doesn't mean it's going to be fun, it doesn't mean it's going to feel good, but I can have it all. I can be emotionally healthy, I can be mentally healthy, I can be physically healthy, I can be socially healthy, and I can be spiritually healthy. And I think this pursuit of holistic health is so powerful, but I think we can find ourselves lacking in discipline in one area, or one or multiple areas. And I think when we find ourselves lacking discipline in those areas, we have to ask ourselves, like, what are we actually doing? Like, what is actually your motive? And I've had these moments here in the last couple of weeks, especially as I'm thinking through things for the ministry that I lead and thinking for my future and preparing for 2025. I'm really asking myself, like, God, not really asking myself, asking God, like, what are you doing and what do you want of me? And I feel like he's rehearsing and saying the same things over and over again to me, which I won't share all that here, but he's saying the same things over and over again to me, and these things require my discipline, right? These things require my surrender. These things require my submission. These things require my laying down of some things so that I can actually pursue things. And so, again, this was not on I hope this made sense, but my brain is kind of all over the place because this was not what I had planned on talking about or what I had outlined to talk about. But I kind of wanted to explain to you all why I've been MIA for the last, I think I've only missed like 2 weeks, but still, I want to try to be consistent. Chad, who is the producer, editor of all things The Elder and the Culture Studios, have been so patient and diligent and intentional with me. So it's not them at all, it's me. And I have had to really ask myself, what's dragging here? Why do certain things happen and certain things don't happen? And I think, and this is something that I said to my church here in Orlando, the Experience Christian Center. I got to lead Bible study last week. And as part of my Bible study, I was talking to them about, I think that it's time for us to, like, we got to really start to be honest with ourselves and to really find ourselves in a place of self-examination for real. Like, for real. You know what I mean? Like, actually examining our hearts, actually examining ourselves, actually being honest with ourselves and being honest with God and being like, hey, I'm struggling in these areas. I'm not doing so well in these areas. I'm an addict in this area. I'm wrestling with doubt. I'm wrestling with disappointment. I'm wrestling with confusion. I think it's really time for us. We got to be honest with ourselves and honest with God. And I talked as well about being honest. If you're in therapy, which I recommend everybody go to a therapist at least once or twice. But if you're going to go to therapy, be honest with your therapist. The thing is, therapists are phenomenal. Counselors are phenomenal. Psychiatrists, psychologists, they're all phenomenal. They can do all kinds of things. Prescribe you medicine if you need it. Give you the counsel that you need, the wisdom you need, the exercise you need to do in order to be a better person. But it's only as effective as you are honest. Again, counseling, therapy is only as effective as we are honest. And so I can sit all day and tell my therapist, yeah, life is amazing. I'm doing great. I'm on tens all the way around. Thank you so much. And they can just encourage me and say, okay, Bri, keep going. I'm proud of you. But that's a bold-faced lie. I'm lying to them. And so all I'm saying is, I think this I don't know what I want to call it. I don't know if I want to call it a movement. It sounds so trite if I say movement, but I feel like what God's doing right now among his people is really motivating us and pushing us to a place of let's just be honest. And I think that's probably why I started out this podcast that was supposed to be about politics by saying, hey, I haven't been on here because I haven't practiced self-discipline in this area. And that honesty is freeing to me. And even in me being honest, that does not give me an excuse to continue to slack off, but that now presents me with an opportunity to be accountable, so that I can move forward and be and do all that it is that God's called me to be and do. So anyway, y'all, I hope that made sense. I feel like I'm saying that all the time. I feel like I get on here, I turn the camera on. When I first started this podcast, it was like really weird turning the camera on, talking to no one. I feel like I'm a lot better at talking to people, because I do it so much as part of my career, as part of my calling. And so you put people in front of me, I think the conversation flows a lot easier. But now with this camera and this mic in front of me, it's become almost like this therapizing time. Therapizing a word it is now. It's come this time that's like just really intentionally engaging for me. And so I appreciate y'all. I'm so thankful for those of you who have resonated with some of the random thoughts in my mind and my head, and what it really means to embrace process. That's what I'm doing. I really want to share my journey, my process, in the hopes that I can help all of us learn to embrace process intentionally. So I love y'all for real. Make sure you comment if you're on YouTube. I think you can comment on Spotify as well. Make sure to leave a comment or hit me up in the message. You can message me at pastor@theembracecollective.net. Again, it's pastor@theembracecollective.net if you want to reach out and talk about anything. But I love y'all for real. We'll see you on the next episode.